Everybody knows that when an immigrant has criminal history, that can severely impact that immigrant's ability to become a permanent resident. But what about when the US citizen petitioner in like a marriage-based adjustment of status or green card case has a criminal history? When will the US citizen's criminal history impact his or her ability to petition for an immigrant spouse? The main law that we're dealing with here is called the Adam Walsh Act. And although the Adam Walsh Act has several applicable provisions, the main one that we're going to focus on for purposes of this video are crimes which may make a US citizen ineligible to sponsor any future immigrant family member. The Adam Walsh Act only disqualifies US citizen petitioners when they have really serious criminal convictions. Typically, these need to be qualified offenses against a minor. Think sex offenses against children. And once you have a conviction for something like this, you're pretty much disqualified for the rest of your life unless you can meet certain exceptions to show you're no longer a danger. It's pretty hard to do. I've unfortunately handled several of these cases before, and we've never successfully were able to show that someone with a qualifying conviction is now eligible to petition a spouse in the future. And you know, the scary thing when you file these marriage-based adjustment of status cases is it's pretty normal about 4 to 6 weeks after we file the case for the immigrant beneficiary, the immigrant spouse, to get a biometrics appointment notice. But once in a while, that US citizen petitioner will also get a biometrics appointment notice, and that's a huge red flag in my head that there might be an Adam Walsh Act issue going on here. And 1 out of 100 times where that happens, I immediately call up the clients and say like, hey, is there something you haven't told me about? Does the US citizen here have any major convictions that I should know about? Because we might need to begin preparing for that eventuality. The main logic behind the Adam Walsh Act is that this US citizen who now wants to petition for an immigrant, and by the way, that immigrant is going to be in a very vulnerable position relying on this US citizen. So the logic is this US citizen has proven that he or she has victimized vulnerable populations in the past, namely children, and it's usually like some sort of sex offense against children. And therefore, this person is more likely to be an abuser in the future, and therefore they lose their privilege of being able to petition for immigrants, which the government would view as a vulnerable population in this context. So that's how I generally think about the Adam Walsh Act. All right, guys, I know that this is a pretty out there and obscure topic, but I recently dealt with a similar issue and I needed a video topic to make for this week. So I thought this would be a ripe subject to discuss. If you or someone you know needs assistance with a family-based immigration matter, whether it's a marriage-based green card or naturalization, or you're dealing with immigration court deportation proceedings, and you want to speak with an attorney, the first step would be to schedule a consultation directly with me. My name is Pouyan Darian. I'm an immigration attorney handling these cases nationwide. You could schedule a consultation by clicking the link in the video description below or giving my office a call. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for another video.